The Aquadome, Oberlangenfeld, Austria. If the Jetsons ever vacationed at a thermal spa, it would look exactly like the Aquadome Hotel. Formerly known as the Langenfelder Baths, the waters that bubble beneath this particular part of the Tyrolean landscape have been known for their healing powers since the 16th century. These days, the Aquadome's 13 indoor and outdoor pools form what is quite possibly the world's most futuristic thermal pool complex, with 3 raised pools with temperatures ranging from 93 degrees Fahrenheit to 97 degrees Fahrenheit, a river basin complete with gentle current, and 2 centerpiece thermal baths encased in a towering, illuminated, faceted glass cone. All that and a panoramic view of the surrounding Oztal Mountains make for an out-of-this-world geothermal experience. Tabacon Thermal Resort and Spa, La Fortuna, Costa Rica. Costa Rica's oldest thermal spa, Tabacon Thermal Resort and Spa, is a jungle paradise. The springs are actually a series of stepped, naturally flowing waterfalls and river pools buried deep in the jungle. The springs have views of Arenal Volcano on one side and Arenal Volcano National Park on the other, and while the water has a high mineral content, the sulfur content is thankfully low, keeping the area as fresh as the surrounding tropical flowers. Tabacon is home to pools of all different shapes and sizes, from large pools with waterfalls you can hide behind to smaller, more private pools. Most dips range from 72 degrees Fahrenheit to 105 degrees Fahrenheit, but there are also a few cold pools that provide an invigorating ice plunge. The Banjaran Hot Springs Retreat, Ipoh, Malaysia. The Banjaran Hot Springs Retreat is nestled in a 16-acre valley and sheltered by towering, rugged limestone karsts. It may be just 2 hours outside of Kuala Lumpur, but with each of the 25 villas featuring lush garden views or perched over the neighboring lazy river, it feels like a world of its own. The retreat is built around a large emerald geothermal pond, shaded by a canopy of jungle trees, also featuring dipping pools ranging from 98 degrees Fahrenheit to 128 degrees Fahrenheit, a waterfall, and a complex of geothermal caves. While the caves' pools are too hot to bathe in, one chamber functions as a natural sauna and the others as mystical, naturally warmed meditation rooms, lounges, and even a restaurant. Takaragawa Onsen, Minakami, Japan. According to local myth, the legendary Japanese prince Yamato Takeru no Mikoto once fell ill near modern-day Minakami and followed a white hawk to a nearby hot spring where he was cured. The area is still a popular hot spring destination today. In particular, Takaragawa Onsen is a jewel on an onsen hidden along the Takaragawa River. The traditional and charming Pinewood Lodge was built in 1955 under the shade of cherry trees and later expanded. The spa boasts 4 large outdoor thermal pools and 2 indoor baths, as well as the largest open-air bath in Japan. But despite the pool's roomy capacities, Takaragawa's remote riverside location makes it an utterly tranquil destination. Lake Heves, Hungary. Yes, there is such a thing as a geothermal lake, and it's just as incredible as you'd imagine. Lake Heves is Europe's largest thermal lake and one of the most sizable swimmable thermal lakes in the world. It is also the ultimate rehabilitation destination, home to Spa Heves and the St. Andras Hospital, because the lake is fed from both cold and hot underground springs. The temperature evens out at a perfect 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so if you could really spend all day floating among the water lilies or sinking up to your thighs in the therapeutic peaty mud along the lake's edges, Spa Heves opens the lake to visitors and retains all of its 18th century charm throughout its thoroughly modernized facilities, including 9 indoor pools. Mývatn Nature Baths, Jarborin, Mývatn, Iceland. Meet the Blue Lagoon's better-looking younger sister. With the same milky blue water and a fraction of the crowd, the Mývatn Nature Baths are the Icelandic hot spring of your dreams. Fed from a borehole in Bjarnaflag, the lagoon's waters average between 96 degrees Fahrenheit and 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and have a high concentration of sulfur, not enough to smell strongly, but just enough to be good for your respiratory system. The lagoon has a few small alcoves and underwater benches to enjoy, as well as a cold plunge, a smaller hot bath, natural steam baths. But what makes the Novato nature baths from wonderful to the stuff of fantasy is the scenic view. The baths look out over a valley dotted with craters, volcanic rock formations, and, of course, the occasional Icelandic horse. Pamukkale, Turkey. Pamukkale translates into Cotton Castle in Turkish, but with its dreamy white, pastel pink, and baby blue hues, we're wondering if Cotton Candy Castle wouldn't be a better moniker. Whatever they're called, the hot springs' alien beauty has drawn visitors since the 2nd century BCE, when the Romans built the nearby spa city of Hierapolis. Today you can climb around the pearly travertine terraces, barefoot to protect the delicate carbon deposits, and splash in the shallow pools. At the top of the 8,860-foot-long slope of stepped pools are man-made baths fed by the same source, including the antique pool, a warm, mineral-rich bath built by the Romans, which is now filled with submerged columns from the city's ruins. Friedrichs Bod, Baden-Baden, Germany. Karasana's Roman-Irish bathhouse, Friedrichs Bod, may look like it was built in Roman times, but the spa actually opened in 1877, and at that time it was the most modern and luxurious bathhouse in the world. All of that elegance and opulence remains, from the 19th century shower fittings to the hand-painted majolica tiling to the magnificent sculpted and domed pool room. Visitors feel like they're melting away through time as they move along the spa's 17 stations, from warm showers to various saunas, thermal pools drawn from the famously curative hot spring water of Baden-Baden, and cold plunges. Mark Twain once wrote to a friend that Friedrichs Bod is a place where you lose track of time in 10 minutes and track of the world in 20. It seems that nothing has changed. Peninsula Hot Springs, Fingal, Australia. Not only is Peninsula Hot Springs Victoria's first natural hot spring, but the day spa has evolved to include 2 facilities and 30 different bathing experiences. Tapped from an aquifer deep underground, the water emerges at 122 degrees Fahrenheit and is pumped into the different shared thermal pools and small private mineral pools across the 2 facilities, a bathhouse and a spa. The bathhouse facility includes a cave pool and a hammam, but its crown jewel is a hilltop thermal pool, surrounded by a spectacular sweeping views of the Victorian countryside's rolling hills. Especially at sunrise or sunset, you'll feel on top of the world. Terme di Saturnia, Italy. Etruscan and Roman legend holds that the Terme di Saturnia springs were created during a battle between Jupiter and Saturn, when Jupiter hurled his lightning bolts at Saturn but missed, striking the ground instead. Although there is a spa hotel aptly named the Terme di Saturnia Hotel, which harnesses the thermal magic of the springs, locals prefer to wander upriver and take the waters at 2 idyllic, gently cascading waterfalls, one of which is right next to an old mill with views of the surrounding Tuscan landscape. Dunton Hot Springs, Dolores, Colorado. The Dunton Hot Springs are a glamping dream come true. Just across the mountain from Telluride, the resort has been a mining town, a ghost town, and dude ranch, but its most recent incarnation is a remote luxury retreat that balances the rugged aesthetic of camping in the Rockies with exquisite furnishings and amenities. You can relax in complete solitude at one of the 6 thermal pools on the property, which range from 85 degrees Fahrenheit to 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Among the secluded bathing spots are the source of the spring under the stars, either the inside or the outdoor pools of the restored 19th century bathhouse, and a private cabin built around one of the hot springs.